Welcome to Talk Dirt to Me, where two farmers shatter myths and take on the top issues facing America's farmers. Here's your hosts, Logan and Bobby Lee.
What's up?
Good evening.
Good evening.
I didn't know what I wanted to say.
Yeah, good evening. I feel like it reminds me of the Jocko podcast.
I don't know that I've ever listened to Jocko's podcast.
I've listened to a handful of episodes, but there's it's either Jocko or the co-host with him. He always goes, "Good evening." Like that's kind of how they start.
Good evening.
Yep.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to very many of them. It's a real military heavy show, which is cool, but I'm not a military guy. So it's sometimes it kind of goes beyond my spectrum of knowledge, I guess.
Yeah, they kind of get a little inside baseball.
Yep. Yeah. Speaking of that, I actually watched baseball. I watched the last two games of
Watching for Brother Peter?
Yep. For the Mariners and the Blue Jays.
I watched very, very little. Like I would have it on the TV while I was grilling or something. I never watched the complete game, but I would check the scores. Oh man, I felt a little bad for him.
Man.
And too, it was my son. So he was doing this right before I left the house. We had football. He's like, "Who are we rooting for?" Well, tonight on Thursday Night Football, it's the Chargers and the Vikings.
So you're like, who cares?
I was like, immediately I'm like, well, I ain't going to root for the team from California.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, shit, Minneapolis is
That's just as bad. Yeah.
I'm like, so then I'm thinking to myself, it's like, are there any players on either team that I really want to root for? I'm like, not really. but he's like, all in, he's like, I got to root for one team or the other.
Yeah.
So in that one, I mean, obviously Seattle's, it's hard for me to root for them. I know he's from the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
But I've been to Seattle. It's not that cool. But the other team's from Canada. So it's easy. It's like, all right, USA, baby.
See, and that was me. Cause I'm like
I'm cheering for the Dodgers now. The damn Dodgers.
Me too. Me too. But
Canada can't win a damn baseball title.
That
don't even make
that's
no
literally
sense.
America's pastime. Yeah. So, and I got a feeling the Dodgers will put the smoke on them, but, yeah, I did watch it and I was actually surprisingly into it. And then they lost. And I told Marcy, I said, this is why I don't watch sports. I said, because when I finally watch sports, I enjoy them and I really get into it. Like I didn't miss a second of the game. And, I'm like, I can't get into it because when I do, the team that I root for loses. And then I'm so disappointed. And I'm like, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Man, you ain't. Yeah.
So, I mean, Bobby Lee's sitting here in his Tennessee gear. Well, that is for vet. This vet school.
Tennessee vet, man. Oh, dude. Football. Obviously we're a little down in the dumps after last weekend, but hell, we're still top 25 team, only 2 losses, and we're going to be favored in every game from here on out. Doesn't mean we'll win them all, obviously.
Yeah.
If things go right, we should. Things are pretty good for Tennessee football right now. 10 years ago, 12, 13 years ago.
Next year's our year.
Man, there were times, because I lived and died with it. And, and I still do. But, I had to, tell myself, I've got to stop. It's not ruining my life, but I'm letting it nearly get to that point. I get so
Bobby Lee was doing crack in the bathroom, trying to.
Oh, I would literally have just these moments where I'd be like, I've got too much good in my life to have them bring me down so much. Yeah. This was like the Derek Dooley, into his tenure. That was probably my low point, because as bad as Butch was, he had, we did all right there a year or two, always disappointed in the end, but you and I was a little bit that way Saturday night, and I was just like, God dang it. And I immediately I was like, I got too much to be happy about in my life, but this time of year, man, I'm already fired up for Saturday night.
Yeah.
Ready to go. Got some ribeyes we're going to be having on the grill while we're smoking that wildcat ass.
Yeah. Man, I'm fired up because we're coming up on Halloween. I love Halloween. And next week is the final week of Squattober. I've made it, haven't missed a single day, and I'm hoping to crush a new PR. So that's what I'm fired up about. So,
do you have a combine update?
No, it's still out of commission.
I bet they hadn't even put it in the shop yet.
No, it's in the shop. I called today. They're hoping to have it done tomorrow. They had to wait to get some of the parts. So I'm still waiting on that, but he did claim, he's like, man, I'm hoping we'll get it done tomorrow. And I'm hoping, because there's actually some rain moving in now, like, which it does suck, because it's like, man, this week, if I could have been running this week, because Dad's still been running, but he's just been down to one machine, and man, we could have really covered some ground.
Yeah, that's what you and Levi going deer hunting Saturday?
Oh, that's opening day, ain't it?
For juvenile.
Yeah. I don't know. We might, because he wants to kill a deer this year.
Well, Willis was like, oh, heck yeah. We shot yesterday. And now he's like, my wife was calling me earlier. It was him. He's like, hey, he's like, I think I'm going to go spend the night at a buddy's house tomorrow night. I was like, bro, it's juvenile hunt. He's like, well, I'll go on Sunday. I was like, I think it's supposed to be raining on Sunday, buddy.
Yeah.
He's like, we'll go next weekend. I'm like, I think it's back to just archery next weekend or muzzleloader or something. Like, and anyway, we're going out of town next weekend.
Yeah.
I'm like, buddy,
this is your window right here. Like,
it's Saturday morning, or we don't get to go for maybe a month.
So is he going to go spend the night?
Oh yeah, he was packing his bag when I left, because I think he's going home with him after school tomorrow.
Dude, that's what it's funny. Like Dad, I remember Dad used to get so frustrated, because when I was in high school, I didn't hunt a ton, because I'm still a night owl. I still struggle with that, because dude, I wanted to stay up all night. So then 5:30 or 5 o'clock rolls around and he comes to wake me up. It's like, and I didn't go to bed till 1:30.
Yeah.
And so I remember he used to get so frustrated. It's funny. It's actually kind of funny, because he would get so annoyed, because he'd be like, oh, I remember he used to tell my mom, like, oh, it's the great white hunter up there, because I didn't want to get up. And then fast forward, I just got eat up with deer hunting, and it did really well, paid off for me. And then he'd give me crap about deer hunting all the time. He'd be like, deer hunting's boring. I don't even know why you want to deer hunt all the time. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, you used to want me to hunt. Now I'm like, eat up with it. And you're like, it's boring. So like, it just tickles me. But, no, but guys, here's what we need you to do before you do any hunting. We need you to hit that like button, hit subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. Comment below.
You can do it while you're hunting.
You can. This is actually good. Put you a little.
Got your earbud in.
Put one in, leave the other one out so you can still hear what's going on.
Yep.
Do that, and then go to Apple and Spotify. Leave us 5-star ratings. I think I saw we gained like another one on Apple. I want us to hit. We're up to 700 and something or 800 almost ratings. We need to hit 1,000 total. So let's get to 1,000 total.
That's that number. Would you say 700-800 between Apple, Spotify, everybody?
Yep.
Let's set a goal. We're sitting here. Well, this episode will come out on October 24th.
Yep.
Might be lofty to say hit that in 2 months by the end of the year.
If our audience will work at it. Yeah. If our audience will work at it.
If we can get to 1,000 by the end of the year, we need to stew on that. What will we?
We've got some people that we're kind of linking up with that have kind of mentioned wanting to give away some things. And it'd be some pretty bad to the bone giveaway items.
That's what you need to do. If you haven't left a review, obviously, easy thing to do is leave a review. If you have, you need to tell like 16 other people about the show and get every one of them to leave a review.
I'll tell you, we'll kind of work this up. We can do quite a few. Like, instead of just one big giveaway, we can do quite a few things. We got hats. We got some swag now.
The hats are here. The shirts, don't have them quite yet, but they should be here. I mean, they'll definitely be here by the end of the year.
Yeah. God, I hope so.
Yeah. If not, I know where they live.
Yeah.
I can give away the swag and, but yeah, there'll be some other cool stuff in there.
Yep.
Yeah. Y'all just worry about getting us to 1,000 by the end of the year and we'll take care of you.
That's right. Do that. And what else do I need to do?
Agzaga.com. Discount code is TalkDirt20. Don't be like my wife and try to use the old code. TalkDirt20. $20 off that $50 minimum order and free shipping. Like say I just got in actually it was what my wife was trying to order using the old code. Big new Flexzilla water hose and hose reel. All kinds of stuff. And again, we keep mentioning it, but getting closer to the holiday season where we'll be looking at more of the toys and whatnot. I got all kinds of good toy lines, the horses, the tractors, all kinds of stuff. But yeah,
Check them out.
20 agzaga.com.
Yep. Use that code. Do that. Also, go to talkdirtpodcast.com. Submit your questions on there. We got some questions. But also, we got some, we actually recorded an episode yesterday. We did a guest episode, and there's so much shit hitting the fan.
Yeah, current.
We're like, all right, we got to record.
Well, the more I thought about it, and then especially this morning, some more stuff came out. And
people were protesting at Bobby Lee's house.
Yeah. I mean, we were
a bunch of naked women were protesting at his house.
I was absolutely horrified,
mortified, just titties and stuff flying everywhere.
But they took the time to come out, and so I said it would be so disrespectful if I didn't hear them out.
That's right.
Sit there and
listen to each and every one of them.
Kept my eyes up.
Yeah.
Kept my eyes up above the neck.
Yeah. No.
Well, unfortunately, not many naked women around my house.
No, and typically I feel like the ones that you probably see protesting, they're probably not the naked women you want to see.
That's what. It's actually funny. We're going out of town next weekend, and just for like 2 nights for a horse show, and I was my wife was like, they were trying to figure out, do we want to just stay at this little hotel in town? Do we want to get this Airbnb? And I was like, whichever one you'll get naked in is the one I'm going to book. Like, or that's the one I want you to book. Like,
yeah.
That's my only. She's like,
which one?
I don't know that she picked it, because she was like, which one? She was trying to get everybody's opinion. I was like, just whichever one you'll get naked. Like that literally is all I care about.
Yeah.
Like, I have a bed to sleep in and you get naked.
Yeah.
Like,
I was gonna say, I feel like the Airbnb might be the better one for that.
Yeah, because if you're just in a hotel room with,
But then there's a weird part of me, like, because when we went to Hot Springs,
we will just have one hotel room for wife and kids.
Yeah, that makes things a little difficult. But when we went to Hot Springs, it was like these cabins, and it was 2 cabins, and these were privately owned, but there wasn't an Airbnb, but it was kind of like Airbnb. And while we were staying there, something popped up on my phone, and it was like a hidden camera thing. And I was watching, and it was talking about all the hidden cameras that are in like Airbnbs and different things. And I'm like, oh shit. Like it had me kind of wondering, because I mean, me and my wife had our own separate room for my children in there. And I mean, when I go out of town, it kind of sparks a new flame inside of me.
You're going to have relations.
I was going to say, we're going to have relations. I don't know what it is about it, but I did think about it, which I'm kind of like, well, and I think I told my wife that. I'm like, I hope we gave him a good show, like, for one, but it does make you wonder. Like,
part of me is like, you just want to keep the lights off, but I'm like, well, I guess it could be like the deer cameras that have like the
infrared or something. Yeah. Well, I'm like, well, I mean, if you're going to watch, and by God, let's make it a good one. Like, I'll try to really get after it. Like a jackhammer in there.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you see yourself on the internet one day and you're like, oh.
Yeah. So it's interesting to think about. I mean, I bet you there's some crazy cameras hidden in some Airbnbs.
Man. Oh, I've no doubt. Nothing surprises me anymore, but do you, I just feel like it wouldn't be worth it. Like, why would you want to do that? And then like, because when you get caught, like,
oh, that's major. I'm sure that's a felony charge.
Well, hell, there was the whole deal where Aaron Andrews, and I think it was at a hotel where they were, the ESPN reporter, former ESPN reporter, where they were, some creep. I don't know if he was specifically targeting her or if it was just in the, but it was,
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I don't know, man. A lot of weirdos in the world. So
there are definitely that.
We appreciate you tuning in. If you tune in, you're not a weirdo. You might be kind of weird because we're kind of weird, but you're not that kind of weirdo. Yeah. So it's been a shitstorm, man. It has been a super shitstorm. Yeah. We've got you know what this reminds me of? Man, it's been a while back. I don't even remember now, but it was when we talked about an interesting ally that, especially the beef, whenever McDonald's kind of was pairing up with them. Yeah. And I've kind of noticed, again, Cattlemen have found themselves with an interesting ally in this battle.
Well,
do you know who I'm referring to?
Not necessarily.
Well, in this case, the NCBA is actually kind of on the same side of the fence Now, I'm sure their motives are no good, but I don't know.
So I'm not so sure. But yeah.
Well, first, give them the rundown of what's going on.
So basically, Trump said, I've already pissed off all the row crop guys. Why don't I just piss off all the farmers were 90% in my corner to begin with. Why don't I see if I can piss them all off?
Yeah. He was like, those damn cattlemen. I sent Bobby Lee a meme today, and it was like, cattlemen ordering that new King Ranch truck. And then it shows the Undertaker standing behind him, and it says Trump.
yeah. About to, come snatched away from
Now, preface this for you guys. I mean, our audience that's been with us forever, like Bobby Lee and I are staunchly conservatives. Like, I mean, I will openly tell you, like, I voted for Trump. I voted for Trump. Like if we got new listeners here, we're not two old Southern Democrats. Like, we are staunch conservatives. But I think part of the fact that, I saw the No Kings rally was going on. Well, the fact that we don't have a damn king in the first place. But and fact of that is we can be critical of the person that's in charge. And Trump right now is I'm feeling very critical of the guy.
Well, yeah. So it all actually goes back to a week ago. I don't remember if it was on Thursday or Friday, but it was after we had recorded for last week, of course. I was like, damn it, like the news.
Yep.
Like, that's why you need to, like, I mean, this episode will drop in less than 12 hours, and which is good because something else will happen.
Yep.
But he had just made the comment. I think it was very offhanded. Like, I don't even know if they were specifically wanting to talk about beef. I think he was just sitting there in the Oval Office. He was like, well, the next thing we're working on is beef. Prices of everything is pretty good right now, but beef is just too high. And the cattle market's just limited down.
Yeah.
And he didn't really say anything of any substance, but the kind of, I guess, implication of what folks are like, all right, if you can bring the price of beef down, like, well, that's got to affect the price of cattle, and it probably means we're going to import. And, and then kind of things kind of settled back out beginning of this week. Yeah. Cattle market is just super volatile right now. It's just gotten so ridiculously high, which is a good thing.
Y'all have become row crop farmers. I thought about that today whenever I was hearing him talk about Trump's remarks had such an effect on the markets. I'm like, oh shit, that's our world, man.
Yeah. And then it kind of sorted out, and, things were a little better. And then there was, I may have been yesterday, there was a big thing between he and Secretary Rollins where they were rolling out some stuff to help out the ranchers. A lot of it, I read through it, man, it was like 9 pages. I was like, oh, good God. Like, y'all got to, like, my attention span's not. Like,
is the MCOOL a part of it?
No, hell no, and it should be. But we'll get to that.
That's the country of origin labeling.
Yeah,
for people.
Mandatory. The M's maybe the most important part. But yeah, they were going to have, and there was a bunch of cattle people in Washington because like they were going to roll out this new deal, open it up, making it easier access to federal lands for grazing. Easing back on some of the regulations and bullshit that the either Bureau of Land Management or the National Forest Service. I think the Forest Service is really the ones that tend to be kind of peckerheads when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, they're the ones that kind of tried to ruin the Mauld's lives.
Yep.
All kinds of stuff. And some of it that pertained, to the country as a whole, not just like the public grazing lands. And apparently, and a lot of this is from Corbett Wall, who, again, I said all the time, listen to him every morning.
Former guest.
Yes. Former guest.
Pretty early on, but yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, man, he would be awesome to have gotten on to talk about this, but kind of last minute sort of thing. But he said members of establishment beef, which I think definitely includes like the NCBA types, met with Trump, kind of ahead of that. There was going to be a bunch of people there in cowboy hats or whatever to, for the photo ops. And,
for the pictures.
He's saving the American rancher, whatever. Yeah. But in a meeting they had with him beforehand, apparently they tried to kind of bow up to him about this deal with the Argentinian beef imports.
Yeah.
And I was like, did they not have just like a common sense guy in the group that's like, guys, literally, you don't have to know shit about anything other than just who Trump is. Like, this ends poorly for us.
Yeah.
You're talking
about, if you poke the bear.
In a very egotistical,
most
powerful man in the world. Like, you can't do that. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you can try, and that's kind of, I think, what prompted Trump to go on that Truth Social.
And talk about how the cattlemen should be grateful.
Well, and I was trying to find it, and actually I remember my brother screenshot it and sent it to me. So here's his exact post on Truth Social. The cattle ranchers who I love, I can't do the Trump voice.
Come on, you got to do it.
I'll try.
Give it your best.
Don't understand. No, I can't even do it. All right. The cattle ranchers who I love don't understand that the only reason they're doing so well for the first time in decades is because I put tariffs on cattle coming into the United States, including a 50% tariff on Brazil. If it weren't for me, they would be doing just as they've done for the past 20 years. Terrible. It would be nice if they would understand that, but they have to get their prices down because the consumer is a very big factor in my thinking also. Which
I don't know how you do. Like the cattle farmers, they love me. You know, they love me.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. But it's all right. You know, we'll kind of go through it. It's not that long a post. The only reason, God dang it, the cattle market is doing this is a demand driven market.
I was going to say
beef demand is up in spite of the price, but it's supply and demand. Cattle herd is shrank, demand is staying high. That's why our price.
And isn't beef consumption increasing? I
don't know, like year over year if it is, but demand is staying really high.
Yeah.
I got a lot I could talk about on this. We
need to
run over.
No, it's good.
And the market was going gangbusters before he ever even.
That's what I was going to ask you.
He's being typical Trump.
Yeah.
You know, it's.
I was going to ask you, wasn't the prices increasing even under old Wienerhead Biden?
I don't remember when we got. Now, no doubt they have been on a damn straight uphill trajectory all year. You know, ever since the election. But even before them, they weren't terrible.
Yeah.
In anybody with any knowledge of the market, it's not like, no, it's a supply and demand driven market. The tariffs that are stopping Brazilian beef being imported, probably helping a little. It's kind of a perfect storm. You know, the border is shut down Mexico, you know, for cattle imports, live cattle imports because of the screw worm.
Yeah.
Like it's just everything, you know, has lined up. Smoke a pipe.
I've got it in here. I've kind of considered smoking one. Well, I feel like this is a good conversation to smoke a pipe.
Do you have any tobacco?
Yeah, right here.
Oh, I'll be danged. No, I'll withhold.
You gonna take a hit?
I mean, if you fire it up, I've never smoked a pipe.
All right, hell, I might do it while we're doing this. I'm gonna pull a Joe Rogan on you.
We'll feel like Rogan and Eli.
But we're more sophisticated.
Yeah, we're not just smoking a joint.
I just noticed the lighter, and I'm like, hell, I got a pipe and some tobacco right here. Sorry, I threw your train of thought.
Yeah, be way off track. So Trump, you know, being Trump, like, hell, I deserve all the credit for that.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, good for you, man. And the tariffs on us, you know, Brazil selling beef to us. That probably has a play. If it weren't for me, they would be doing just what they've done for the past 20 years. Terrible. Again, now I think it's supply and demand. Cattle herd's never been smaller.
Yeah.
You know, would Biden's administration have shut down the Mexico border? I don't know. I would like to think they would.
I was going to say, with the screwworm thing, I even feel like those dummies would have.
Yeah. Except you got groups like the NCBA that are jumping up now wanting it open.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, again, Biden wouldn't have even, he's got, he wouldn't have been doing anything.
Yeah.
But anyway, it would be nice they would understand that. They have to get their prices down because the consumers are look, and here's another thing, and Corbett has said this for a long time. The price of cattle and the price of beef aren't very closely correlated. As much as that does not make any sense.
RCAF put out a video, I think, saying that today.
Well, the biggest example of all, and someone would be like, oh, that was an outlier, was COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, cattle prices tanked. I mean, I was buying cattle that spring. I was happy to be paying those prices on the buying end. You didn't want to be selling, though.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody knows if you could even find beef, prices went through the roof. And so, two, actually, for those of you not watching on Rumble or YouTube, Logan's trying to fire up his tobacco.
I never was great at this. Like, it's like...
So you're a seasoned veteran, or maybe not a veteran.
You gotta kind of pack it. And...
But you familiar with Keely Cavello with America Unwon? I thought she had a great post. Earlier she said, I can probably pull it up. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah. Do. Oh, Lord. But basically, it was to the extent of the American ranchers shouldn't have to go broke just so you can eat healthy.
Well, that's my thing. Like, okay, he says this is the first time in 20 years that ranchers have like had good income. Like, why do we want to ruin that?
Well,
why are we going to take that away?
Well, I think he was more just taking credit for it. Like, oh, I deserve credit for this, you know?
Yeah.
But no, yeah, here's what she said. It's not ranchers' responsibility to go broke so you can eat healthy. It's your responsibility not to buy junk food and expensive crap, forgo the luxuries, and spend your grocery bill on quality basics if you're on a budget. Here's the other thing. Beef, I will argue, really ain't that high. Yeah. We talked about it that one time about how you can feed a family of 4 on taco night for less than what you'd spend on 2 mocha frappuccino lattes from a Starbucks. And hell, if you go by a damn Starbucks, there's a line coming out of that.
And how much is a thing of Starbucks? Like a drink is $10, $12 probably. Ain't it?
You get 2 drinks. You can feed a family of 4 on taco night for cheaper than you can get 2 totally worthless drinks at
Get your head.
Well, and there was even somebody did a statistic looking at cost of like a pound of ground beef.
You're gonna lose that flame. Kind of puff it a little bit there. Did you get you some?
Oh yeah. First time I smoked a pipe, y'all got to witness.
You feel a little sophisticated.
Yeah, I do. I feel like I need like a
monocle.
Yeah, a monocle and like one of those goofy ass looking hats like Sherlock Holmes would wear.
Yeah, Sherlock did use that.
But they were looking at, what does the price about ground beef cost in relation to, wages?
Yeah.
And basically it took like 11 minutes of labor to afford a pound of ground beef in like 1970.
Oh, wow. Really?
And it just basically stayed perfectly flat. Like the price of beef relative to income has stayed perfectly flat. It's still the same now.
Okay. And like adjusted for inflation or whatever.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, and just the way wages have gone up. Not even, I guess, inflation overall, but just wages versus cost of beef. And people are talking, and I don't even know because I don't buy a lot of that junk food anymore because I've gotten too damn old to eat it. I used to. Like a bag of potato chips, like $5-6.
Yeah,
and like that's just total junk. I mean, like all the, and so that would be my second thing is like beef ain't even really that high. And I've heard a dozen people say it this week.
Keep these sons of bitches lit. That's what
y'all are missing out if you're not watching on YouTube.
I'm just not. I don't know, not sophisticated enough.
Another former guest, our buddy Lee, he was the first person I'd ever heard say it, but it's been said 1,000 times. The cure for high prices is high prices.
Yeah.
The cure for low prices is low prices.
Eventually, it would reach a point where people are like, "We just can't buy this shit no more."
Yeah.
And it hasn't reached that point.
Well, on the demand side, and then on the supply side, people are gonna be like, "Holy shit, I'm gonna start raising cattle." Like, feeder cattle prices are $5 a pound now. Good grief.
Yep.
We're all gonna raise cattle, and then what happens? Then we flood the market, kind of like what's happening to grain. Yeah. When we had $14 beans and $8 corn, people were pulling ground out of CRP.
Yep.
Plowing up every inch of marginal ground and saying, we're going to farm the world because we're going to get rich doing this. Well, we oversupplied and now prices absolutely suck.
Yep.
So the market will work its way out. And it's not even like, I don't know. I would argue that beef really ain't even that high. And it's kind of being reinforced by the fact that demand is staying really strong.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
And that has been a concern within the industry. Corbett's mentioned that several times. Like, man, we love these prices running. Like at some point, like does the consumer start pushing back?
Well, and I mean, I feel like that's just where you got to keep going. I mean, you keep going until you reach that point, and that's when things.
Well, yeah, the market, a totally free market will decide. Now the problem is we don't have a free market because now we're gonna. And I'm fine with importing beef from wherever if we label it.
I was going to say, let people know.
Because, and that might be the one silver lining out of this whole deal, is you've seen some people, outside of the industry have said, holy crap, we're going to start importing beef. And we're like,
we've been
importing. Kind of like a record scratch moment. It's like, whoa, you don't know? Like, no, we've always been importing beef. And here's the thing that really opened people's eyes. And when you buy that package of ground beef at the grocery store that says product of USA, That means it was packaged here.
I was going to say, that don't mean it's American beef.
And that's it.
Yep.
Now, it might have been from here, but it might be from Brazil, Argentina, Australia, Namibia, any of these places that we import beef from. And so I think this might actually kind of in a roundabout way end up being what could get MCOOL, which is mandatory country of origin labeling. They've tried to do some like resolutions where they're not going to do the mandatory, but do truth in labeling where you can't put product of the USA on it. Because all it has to be, I'm pretty sure it only just packaged here. Now, definitely if there's any degree of processing done here, they can slap product of USA. But it can be a carcass that arrives imported from wherever. It's just cut up here, ground here, whatever, then packaged, and that gets a label. But I think even if they just, bring it in a container, repackage it, and then boom,
they can still put product USA.
Product USA.
Wow.
And so that might be the silver lining. This one thing is it's opened the consumer's eyes.
You can see if you can get any. Oh, here you go. Here, get you a good one. Oh yeah, you got a good one there, probably.
It choked me out of here, but yeah, if it opens the consumer's eyes to the deceptive labeling and the fact that, and I don't want people to be afraid of grocery store ground beef at all.
Well, that's what we said. We've never been against that. Like,
no, I think if
more beef, the better.
Well, because here's what I believe, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think if the average suburban mom who does most of the grocery shopping per family goes to the meat counter at the supermarket, and boom, there's country of origin, United States. And then right beside it is a package of ground beef, country of origin. And I was alive. MCOOL was in effect in like 10 years ago, but I just don't remember it. But it would say even sometimes like product of USA, Brazil, Argentina, and Australia.
I would have all that on there.
Because if
it was a blend.
Well, or if it was, and I think one of the complicated things with doing it is if they bring in any meat from animals that could be, they have to totally sterilize it. There can't be any remnants, anything. And so for a lot of them, if they were bringing in imported product, they would just put on there every country that could possibly be involved.
I got you. Yeah.
But I think if that USA ground beef, have you bought ground beef lately?
It's been probably a couple of weeks.
What was it? Do you remember?
Shit, I don't remember. It wasn't that high.
Yeah. I mean, say
we've got a bunch, we got a bunch of ground beef, but mine's real lean. That last bull that I had processed, it was just lean. And so if I want kind of like a real tender, I go to the grocery store and get some I'll get some 75-25 or something. Well, but it's not that high.
Okay, let's say it's $6.99 a pound. and right now what you're buying is
that's probably a
blend. Say it's $7.99 a pound for the country of origin United States, $6.99 a pound for the other one. I think you'll have a whole lot of people that'll buy that USA one.
I do too.
$1.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that'll be the exact price difference. Maybe it'll be $2, whatever. But hell,
then Australians claim that their beef quality is way better than ours.
Well, and that's, when it comes to grass-fed beef, almost, if you buy grass-fed beef at the grocery store, it's probably from Australia.
Yeah.
I think we have to import like 80% of our grass-fed.
Gotcha.
So it's, I'm fine with let the consumer decide what they want and how much they're willing to pay for it. And that's the way the free market normally works. Like, hey, if that price is too high, well, we'll have to lower that price.
So is this why you think that is the MCOOL factor? Why you think that the NCBA is not our friend because they have not been on board with the MCOOL?
Well, and I think, and again, I don't know who exactly were the ones that really pissed off Trump, but it was, and I don't want to speak for other people, but I wonder. But you're right. NCBA did say we're against just ramping up imports. Again,
I listened to a podcast today.
And I kind of like, all right, you got to give them a little bit of fist bump. But part of me is also, NCBA is, beholden to the big four meat packers who 2 of the 4 are Brazilian owned.
Yeah. So of course they don't want Argentina getting no business.
So I'm wondering, I'm like, well, if this was Brazilian beef, would they be against it? And I don't know.
Yeah.
2, I do, because obviously Trump, I think he is a very, you don't become as wealthy and famous as he is without being pretty smart and savvy. he doesn't understand really how cattle markets work.
Yeah.
And he's never, I'm sure, traded cattle futures. You know, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's been invested here and there, and whatever. He doesn't realize how devastating that was to the markets. At least initially, it was just something he said. It wasn't even anything they actually did, or it wasn't even anything. It was like an off the cuff comment. Like, I can't imagine, which I'm sure his staff is used to it by now. But like when he just kind of goes totally off script and it's like, oh shit, like literally this has implications like a market where it's like real money to real people like are like devastated by this.
Yeah.
Now, I think it's going to be relatively short term. Selfishly, it irritated me. The Truth Media or Truth Social post, whatever, it was just irritating. It was kind of condescending. I was like, come on, man. Like it's not even that accurate.
Yeah, like it is condescending because it's like, well, you cattlemen really didn't do anything on your own. Like we
haven't been making money forever, and now we're finally. And again, and that was another. I think it was a post you sent me. Some dumbass was like, "Oh, the cattlemen they're making money hand over fist. Everyone on my nose driving a brand new F-350." I was like, dude, you're a total idiot. Like,
well, I sent you one where they, and one of the things I do get tickled about, Trump is obviously, like I said, he's a savvy businessman. He's a billionaire. You don't become that way by being a dummy. But I get tickled because everything he does, some people are like, he's playing 4D chess. Well, and in some ways, I'm like, yeah, sometimes he is, but sometimes I don't know.
Well, you beat me to my next point. I don't know.
Yeah. Because what was that one guy? One guy says I didn't like pay as much attention to it. I sent you a clip of this dude, and that's kind of what he's saying. It was like Trump is doing this as like a 4D chess move with Argentina. And
he's definitely pretty chummy with old President Melee down there.
Yeah, he is.
And another thing Corbett mentioned this morning, apparently, and this was the first I'd heard of this, and I was like, okay, this may start to make a little more sense. Argentina apparently is pretty rich in the rare earth minerals. And we obviously need those. I think we get a lot of them out of Asia and China right now. And obviously that's a tenuous situation. And so this may be a bigger play.
To get away from China and stuff.
Yeah. Which I forget who I was listening to. It was a non-ag podcast. They were saying like rare earth minerals aren't actually that rare. It's just like the refining process to extract them or whatever.
It's complicated.
Extremely, complicated. And I don't know. You see like these pictures that they're saying like, oh, this is these mines where they're mining for lithium for all the electric cars.
Shit! It looks like shit after they do that too.
You don't know how much that to believe. Like, is this even a real image or is it AI?
But it looks like hell afterwards.
Yeah, and I don't know that that's the rare earth minerals they're talking about here, or even if lithium's considered a rare earth mineral. I don't know. I'm not an expert in that. But I'm like, oh hell yeah! Even if we've got that shit in our soil, like, yeah, let's let them drill for that somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want that shit happening in my backyard.
No, it looks like crap. I mean, just a wasteland afterwards.
Well, the meme you always see is like mining for lithium for your electric car's battery, and it's one of those mines. And I mean, it looks like a total dystopian.
It does.
Awful. And then it's a pasture with a bunch of cows with a few oil wells out there.
Yeah.
And says, here we are mining for oil to go in your gasoline or diesel pickup. And like, yeah. And of course, it's like, it's a little weird seeing the little, the oil, pumps or whatever out there.
But it is funny, because I don't know. Do you remember I had a guy on my old show that did oil wells? He worked for like a pipeline.
Trying to think, because I listened to all of them. Yeah.
He, because he was talking about how, because
that pipe tobacco smells good.
It's a vanilla.
Yeah.
Vanilla kind. Yeah, you can light up another one there.
Oh, no, I'm good.
Yeah, it smells really good.
It's like a nice aroma in here now.
That's the Great Dane. For anyone wondering, it's the Missouri Meerschaum Company pipe tobacco, Great Dane. Yeah, it's a vanilla scent. It does smell good. But the dude was talking about like, their pipelines, because they act like, oh, well, these things will bust and all this. They're encased in concrete. Oh. Like he was talking about all the, like it's not just a pipe. It's actually like then encased in concrete that like keeps it like, so he was like, it's not going to just spring a leak.
Yeah.
And do that. And Bobby Lee needed even more nicotine. I just teased him. Got the Alps. Thought you had quit.
Oh, no. I'm not a quitter.
I quit.
You quit all nicotine?
I did.
Except your pipe tobacco.
That's the first. Yeah, that's the first I've had in a long time. Yeah, I might go start smoking cigarettes tomorrow.
Say we have a Marlboro in here next week.
Yeah, yeah.
Cowboy killer.
But yeah, no, man, I don't know. You know, it's frustrating to me because all we've heard from the get-go is Trump loves farmers. Trump loves farmers. I have had people tell me that. And it's like, and I'm using farmers and ranchers. To me, they're under the same umbrella. Like we're one and the same. But it's like, man, you know, I just don't know. Like the remarks, like you said, it's kind of like if he gets offended by something, then
Corbett was definitely placing a lot of blame, especially for like that Truth Social post and just on the fact that they really pissed him off.
Yeah.
And so Trump ain't one to just, you know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wonder what they did. Like go in there and just tell him like, this is what's going to happen.
I don't know. And I don't know. And I don't want to speak for him. What I would encourage everybody to do, go on YouTube, listen to his feeder flash.
Yeah.
For Thursday, October 23rd. It was pretty good. It wasn't super long. You know, some of his, when he really gets off on something like that and not just totally giving market reports, they can run long. I think this morning's only like 27 minutes, but yeah, but one thing I noticed too, because of course it was all over my social media, but obviously, you know, social media's echo chamber. I'm in that world. And so
yep.
I knew I would say, I've seen it picked up more with mainstream news.
Yeah, they've been.
I'm like,
yep.
I would have figured there was way more other. I mean, literally, what farmers make up 1.5% of the U.S.
Yeah,
cattle farmers make up, or maybe a third of that, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, they're right there with the gays.
We make up 0.5%. Like, does the mainstream media really give a shit about farmers? Like,
well, but I don't think they do. I think
they
that
want to make it. They want to make Trump. They want us to be like, even the ranchers hate Trump.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I don't think they do. I think that because Trump had like 80 to 90% support from the agriculture when he was running, so I think they're like, this shit's eroding. Look at that.
This is a way to attack Trump.
Yeah.
But I was a little bit amazed, and that goes back to my point of I hope the good that comes out of this, people are like, oh hell, we're going to start importing beef, and then they're like, oh holy shit, we've always been importing beef. Well, where's that imported beef? Because like the average consumer does not realize that when it says product of USA, that really doesn't mean jack shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways around that label.
I hope it opens up just a few people's eyes. Like, whoa, we've been deceived all this time. Like I've been buying beef that could have been from God knows where.
Yeah.
Pretty much the only thing you're sure of when you buy beef at the grocery store is that it came from Earth.
Well, see, yeah,
like it came from Earth. Like you have no idea where it came from.
Well, what's interesting too, I was listening today.
In spite of the fact that it has that label that says product USA.
I was listening today. They were talking about like in this Argentina deal, some of the cattle organizations are saying that if this is something we're going to move forward with, then Argentina has to be open with more stringent quality tests, like to make sure that it meets the quality standards. And they said that Argentina was kind of pushing back against that. Like, and it's like, well, now, wait a minute now. I mean, if you want to gain access to that market, then you gotta provide the standard of beef that we expect. And
most of what we import is super lean trim, because I mean and I don't know, when like Corbett talks on that, typically he's talking more about Brazil, and there are a lot of like just rangy brush fed cattle. Like,
yeah,
it ain't gonna be the nice ribeye you're gonna order at a steakhouse or pick up at a specialty meat shop that you're gonna throw on the grill for a special Saturday night with you and your lady friend.
Yeah.
It's super lean. I mean, not to throw shade at like our Mexican restaurants, but I often wonder when you go in there and like, I like the chili Colorado.
Yeah.
And it's like little strips of steak. But
that are so tough you like can't hardly eat it.
Man, they cook it pretty tender at a couple of our local joints.
Well, I'd have tried because I'm just a chorizo guy usually.
I'll probably be trying it tomorrow night because my kids.
Well, of course you will. And I know which one you'll be at. It wouldn't matter if there's 10,000 people there, Bobby Lee, and then we're going to be at this one specific Mexican joint.
And so what Logan's getting at, not counting Taco Bell, we have 3 Mexican restaurants in our tiny little small town.
Yeah. Yeah. They could go to, if this one is so super packed, there's multiple options within a mile of one another. And like you could throw a baseball and hit the ones.
And I love all 3 of them.
But Bobby Lee's outnumbered.
I'm pretty sure they get the food all off the same food service trucks.
The same Cisco truck.
The same cooks, probably. Same recipes. Like, if you're blindfolded, I don't even know which one I'm sitting at.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
But my wife and my sister-in-law, who we often join when we go, they will only eat at one of them.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's the same damn, and it's usually the most crowded. So anyway.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm like, because our Friday night ritual is usually pizza and a movie. So like, I'm going over to Domino's, and like, there's been times I've pulled into like Domino's, and I'll see Bobby Lee or one of your, or maybe even Drew's truck parked at like Domino's because it'll be like 1,000 cars.
Yeah, you can't even park.
Yeah.
And I'm like, guys, we go to the one right across the highway. It's the exact same food. There's been a couple of times whenever I would be the first one, like out of the office, and like, I'll go get a table. There was one night, and it's part of because I'm stubborn. I went to the wrong one, and I was like, "Hey, I've already got us a table at this one." I ate all by myself.
Did you really? They went to the other one.
They were like, and I think there was a little bit of a miscommunication, but I think what happened was they were going over there, and it's always like a 20-minute wait. I was like, "Well, look, I'm just going to try this one." And I like, boom, like I was seated before I could even get them a text that, hey, I got seated. Like, well, we're already all over. I was like, I've already got a table.
Yeah.
Like, we're on the list here. I'm like, you're not hearing me. I've already got a table.
Yeah.
And then literally, like, you can see them. Like, I'm like, literally, y'all just get in the car and drive across the road.
Yeah.
You'll be right here. And so then I had to tell the waitress, like, I was at like a table for 10, and I'm like, you can just move me to a booth. I'm going to be here by myself.
Oh, surprised you didn't go to the bar. Be like, let me just go to the bar.
Drank my beer and ate my chili Colorado and got up and left.
That is hilarious. I always
wonder, like that how we got it down at Rabbit. That kind of, I mean, that's not great steak, but I mean, it's seasoned up right. It's really good. Like that stuff, maybe, but most of what we get from down, in South America is just really lean trim that they throw in a big vat with a lot of our fattier trim, and it comes out and they blend it to make a 75-25 or whatever, 70-30.
70-30 would be good. I don't see that a lot.
Right. Just a blend that's not, theirs is too damn lean to make a good hamburger.
Yeah.
We got a lot of extra fat. We need to do something with something, just throw it away. Or
I want a 50-50.
They could render it and make some tallow.
They could.
With all that extra fat. But,
they could.
Yeah.
Damn, could you imagine a 50-50? That'd be a fatty blend.
Yeah, you'd end up, by the time
the burger'd be like that big.
Yeah, you wouldn't end up with nothing left. But I'm the same way. Like, I don't want, like, I got a bunch of ground elk. We've eaten everything else. But we just got some, and every now and then I'll make a burger out of it. Man, it's just not enough fat. Like, you need to add some fat to it.
Yeah.
But, and I didn't when I had mine processed. I was like, no, I don't know if I was thinking I might make some jerky or something with it, but
I used to get, I'd get bacon fat and stuff added to my deer meat a lot of times. If you're going to make like a hamburger, that makes great chili and tacos and spaghetti and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, man, it's interesting. Like it adds to the it shows the volatility. And it's funny. I actually had sent Bobby Lee this clip last week, and it was Dave Ramsey. And
oh yeah,
Dave. Most of you are probably familiar with Dave. If you're not,
I kind of think that guy had to be trolling Dave.
You would think
either that or he's never listened to Dave Ramsey.
And he claims he listened for 2 years.
I'm like, well, he knew exactly what Dave was going to say.
Yeah, but it was really funny. Like Dave Ramsey, for people who don't know, he's a famous like finance guy, but he's all about no debt whatsoever. If you can't pay cash for it, then you don't get it.
And he's a local guy for us.
Is he in Nashville?
Yeah. He's, I'm gonna look up his Wikipedia real quick. Yeah. His like company or whatever is out of Nashville now, where they just do his radio show.
Well, he's worth like a fortune now. But
he's a Vol. I was pretty sure. Yeah. He went to UT.
Okay. So he's gay.
He's like
yeah.
Damn you, Logan.
Bobby Lee is so proud.
He was born in Maryville.
Okay.
I basically lived in Maryville, not exactly Maryville, but right there in that area when I was in school.
Gotcha. Well, it was funny because this dude writes in, and Dave, and I don't listen to the show. I'll be honest with you, like somebody.
Or did he write or called in?
He called in. That's right.
Yeah, they have like a radio show, podcast, whatever.
Well, and someone gave me.
People call in with like financial advice.
Yeah, someone gave me a book of his. And look, I'm not saying his stuff isn't good. Like he's good.
I think he's brilliant. Yeah.
But like, I was like, you realize I'm a farmer. Like they gave me this book and it was like the total debt makeover.
Yeah. And Dave is all about no debt. I mean, I guess he's probably okay with like home debt, like appreciable assets, but definitely
maybe, but he's weird about it. I don't know.
Like he's like no credit cards.
No credit card. You damn sure ain't taking out a loan to buy a car. Like you pay cash for the car.
Yeah, nothing depreciable.
Yeah. And
I would like to, and I don't know, because I would definitely push back on him on like buying like land or an appreciable asset. Like, yeah, that's good debt to have.
Yeah. Well, see this. So this guy writes in,
as long as you can afford it, of course.
And he's like, hey, or calls in. He's like, hey, I'm a 22-year-old dude. He said, I just bought $100,000 worth of cattle.
Borrowed money. Yeah. $100,000.
Dave is immediately like, who in their right mind would loan a 22-year-old $100,000? And he's like, well, my bank. And Dave kept on like, well, what bank? I want you to say the name of the bank so I know which bank is dumb enough to do that. And so he's like, well, it's so-and-so bank. And Dave.
But his co-host was
he was actually kind of a douche.
Well, I thought he was like, well, it's, for cattle. And he was actually a little bit knowledgeable on the cattle markets.
Well, I felt like he was dumber than Dave.
Well, maybe I didn't pay attention.
Because he was the one that was like, you will lose money. You're going to lose. Like he was like, cattle is you're going to lose. And like, and that's what Dave was like, this is a dumb decision. He said, you're playing with commodities. And he said, and that is all, you're always going to lose. And I'm like, oh, Dave don't know shit. Meanwhile, I am like sitting here like bleeding out money for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
But like,
Dave would like you as an example.
He would. He'd be like, yes, look, let's explore this guy's finances for the last 2 years.
But and of course, I'm 42 rather than 22. So I'm a whole generation ahead of that guy. And I've got good off-farm income. And I don't remember, did he say he had an off-farm job too or whatever?
I don't remember.
So I was like, it's not totally apples to apples here, but I'm like, shit, I borrowed $100,000 to buy cattle this year.
Dave would be mad at you. He would think you're an idiot.
Well, he needs to watch my YouTube video.
Well, that's what,
how I flipped them and turned a pretty nice little profit.
Well, that's what the other guy was like, the other dude was like, you need to get rid of that cattle now. Because he was like, you're going to lose money in a year. And that's where I'm like, no, he probably won't. Like, unless Trump does this thing and screws the market.
He did buy like bred cows. He was talking about how he was going to cattle them out.
Yeah.
My difference was I bought a bunch of 580 pound calves and sold them at 750 pounds or whatever they were, and made pretty good money on them.
And I mean, I sent it to Bobby Lee and we were laughing because it's like, man, farming and ranching. Like when I'm saying farming, it's just I'm like I said, putting an umbrella over farming and ranching. It is you're gambling. I mean, you don't have to go to Vegas.
And I do want, because from Dave's perspective, like, it's fine to do that, but don't borrow money to do it. I'm like, well, how do you ever get going? I mean, I feel like I'm pretty, stable in good position financially. I mean, I'm just doing that as a side hustle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally just my side hustle and I'm borrowing $100,000.
Well, Barn Talk just had like this young guy on, maybe two young guys. And that's what they did. They like didn't start with any debt.
Oh, the Hilberts.
I guess. And that's what he was saying. He's like, man, it might take you 20 years. And,
but they were big on, they've got off-farm income. They both have significant off-farm income. Yeah.
But like, I'll tell you, man, on the row crop side, like, let's say you were like, man, I want to get up to working 800 acres. And I mean, I guess you'd keep working away, but like, if you weren't going to take any debt out, like on 800 acres, let's say if you were going to grow, we'll just say corn to make it easy. I mean, you're talking about 800 acres, I'll say 250. That's $200,000 to put a crop in. I mean, to come up with, to have $200,000 like cash on hand. I don't know many people that are in that.
And I know, our buddy Lee, who does, I mean, he works in the industry. He knows lots of farmers, and he'll tell you, every now and then there'll be somebody, and a lot of times it's like a sellout or something. But like, yeah, he's like, they're selling out, and he's like, but they're stout. Like, they're, guys just retiring. He's like, and he owned every bit of that free and clear. Like,
yep.
Like, didn't have to borrow any money every year to put in a crop. That's a tiny percentage. Like, I'm sure there's probably statistics out there. What percentage of farmers can put in their crop or buy their calves, if they're doing stocker like I am, every year without, and I've often said, I want to get to that point.
Well, and I was about to say,
I'll even brag a little bit. I did so good this spring, which part of that was because some of the calves we sold were home raised. So I had a lot of money tied up in them, but I didn't borrow any money for them.
Yeah.
Borrowed money for some of them. When we sold them, I made,
millions.
No, but I paid off that. I think it was like $94,000, something like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite $100,000. And I still had a bunch of money left over. Now, again, I'd had some money, I was basically able to pay for like my feed and other stuff out of pocket along the way. Didn't have to borrow for that. But I bought, I guess, my 36 calves that I bought this fall. Didn't have to borrow any money. So right now my line of credit, I have not had to dip into it. I've got 75 calves. Now, again, about half of those I didn't have to buy.
Yeah.
But man, I'd love to get to the point where I did not have to borrow any money to buy my calves every year.
But
we're still just talking about $100,000. Unless I get a lot more land and can buy a lot more, or if cattle prices keep going up. Because I remember just a few years ago, my line of credit was only $50,000.
Yeah.
And I was buying the same number of calves.
Yeah.
Then I had to increase it to 75. Then I had to increase it to.
It's interesting because Dave is that way, and Dave's done very well financially. But I have talked to some very wealthy people, and I've listened to some podcasts with some very wealthy people. And one of the things they always say is never spend your own cash. So it's kind of funny. I've heard two ends of the spectrum. Like they say, especially if you can get a loan for a moderately low interest rate, it's better to do that than to burn your capital. Like cash is king. And so they're like, you want to keep cash on hand and borrow and spend somebody else's money. That's what I've always heard. Some of the like the super wealthy, they're big on that. Like that's why like Bill Gates is insanely wealthy. But when he buys some of these farms and these big blocks of land that he buys, he actually takes a loan out and buys them. Like he doesn't pay cash. Like I remember thinking, I'm like, oh damn, he's just paying cash. And then I don't remember if I was talking to somebody or listening to somebody that had inside information. They're like, no, he takes out a loan. Like he probably pays, he's putting money down, but he's financing these farms and these land.
And part of me, I wonder, but then he's having to pay interest and
I think it's got to be, the interest rate has to make sense.
Yeah, because some stuff,
they're not going to do like a 10% interest rate.
Yeah, these ridiculous high interest rates, you're not paying for things twice. You know how long it takes you to pay them off.
And I'd say a guy like him's probably financing, where if I bought real estate, I'm going to finance it for 30 years. Bill is probably financing it he might finance it for 10 years.
Well, and I've just with inflation and how much that has eaten things up. It literally, if I had all of a sudden $100,000 in my hand, part of me is like, I just want to put that in my gun safe and lock it up.
Yeah.
And just hold it. But you look at what's happened over the last 10 years, 5 years, whatever. Man, it's worth so much less now than it was then.
It is.
And I look at, farm equipment things, and it's like a side-by-side. I paid $10,000 for my side-by-side.
Now you'll pay 30.
Well, and it's actually, my side-by-side doesn't run right now. A friend of mine's been working on it. I think he's about to have it ready for me to go again. But I'm like, man, if I had to buy another one, that cash that I could have had on hand, I'd have been better off buying one 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Because before COVID, when everything changed, it's and obviously that's a depreciable asset, so it's maybe not the best example, but now I'm going to have to pull twice as much cash out of that gun safe to go buy that.
Yep.
As I would have. And so it's just cash itself, I don't know, is that great to keep long term with inflation, and that's where some of the guys listen to that's where these are big Bitcoin guys. Because the big thing with Bitcoin is there'll never be any more than 21 million Bitcoin, where with cash, US dollar, they just print more of them all the time. Just
I don't remember how much they print a day.
And every time, and of course, I guess they're supposed to be taking a lot out of circulation too.
Yeah. But
when they're printing extra, it's just sucking down the value of the dollars that you already have in your hand.
Yeah. So as we get close to closing, should farmers hate Donald Trump?
No, and I go back to, I'm not going to be a hypocrite, just like whenever we're talking about the row crop, and people want to blame stuff on him, which I saw another good video. You ever, Damian Mason, you familiar?
Oh, yeah, I listen to him a bunch. He's on the Extreme Ag crew.
So he had a little short video today, and he was like, and he was all talking about just grain, not cattle at all. He's like, soybean field here behind me, prices aren't good. He's like, it has very little to do with the tariffs.
Yeah.
And kind of like we talked about, I guess it was last week, where like bean prices are actually better today than they were a year ago.
They're 10.76 right now.
Oh, wow. They shot up.
Yeah. I think the cattle getting shit on make our prices come up. I hope Trump tells cattlemen to suck a dick tomorrow.
There you go. But, damn, my cattle are worth less and my feed's going to cost more. I'm glad I just got 6 tons delivered before all that happened.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he was talking about, he's like, it's supply and demand. He's like, our global supply is so freaking high right now.
Yep.
And it kind of got me to thinking, this wasn't any brilliant revelation I had. I was like, okay, so China's not buying from us and they're buying it all. They're replacing what they normally would have bought from us, buying it from Brazil. I'm like, well, if there wasn't such a excess of grain, well, wherever Brazil's grain normally would have gone, those markets would have opened up to us.
Yeah.
But the problem is Brazil's producing a whole lot more than they normally would. We're producing a whole lot more than we used to. Like everybody is. It's supply and demand. We have overproduced. We've got to either create new markets or shift that production to other crops.
Yeah.
Because we're simply growing way too damn much.
Yeah.
And I think we would have gotten to that point with cattle because, again, the cure for high prices is high prices. And that's one thing, I guess, long term I hated to see, because you were starting to see it really incentivized to start saving heifers for the next generation, maybe that grew up, on a big ranch, but they're seeing mom and dad. It's just been a struggle for the last 25, 30 years. And, these kids that are maybe, in their late teens, early 20s, that are thinking about what are they going to do with their life. And they're like, man, I don't see a place for me back on the ranch. Now all of a sudden it's like, you know what? Maybe there is a future here. Cattle prices are up. There's, it looks like they should stay up. Well, let's get some new blood in there. Let's expand this herd, And then if you start bringing in all these imports, if you're just looking at it for the country as a whole, well, long term, that's bad for the consumer, because now we're gonna disincentivize that herd expansion and the next generation coming back to the ranch or the farm, and we're just gonna become more and more reliant on imports, which then creates a national security issue.
Well,
because being able to feed ourselves is national security.
And I want to go a step further, and I know this isn't probably huge numbers, but it's probably pretty good numbers. You think about, not even just the food aspect of it, but how many companies make fencing for cattle? How many make head chutes for cattle? How many make sweep tubs for cattle? How many make feed for cattle?
Goes far beyond
it's
just the cattle.
Yeah, the industry, the whole industry. There's thousands of people that work for this industry in the United States. That's I have seen people online that have made remarks like, we can just import all of our stuff. I have literally seen people that are just mad at farmers and they're like, well, we can just import everything.
Well, but that becomes a national, even if there is plenty to be imported today and it's cheap and
then you're reliant.
Sense, yeah. Then what happens when a global conflict, breaks out, and there's disruptions to all that, supply chain or we're at war with a country that we normally would import.
Yep.
We're like, well, hell, we'll just quit sending them all their food.
That's exactly what we could look at. Just go look at the Civil War if you want to see what happens when, like, I mean, hell, that's basically what the North did to the South.
Yeah, they cut off the
supply.
Yeah,
and so I mean, yes, that's one that, I mean, the South would have probably kicked ass. But no, that's what happens. Like, you don't need to be reliant. And
you need to be able to take care of yourself.
If shit hits the fan,
that's true of your household. It's true of your community. That's definitely true of your country as well.
That's why I was telling someone this today. I voted for Trump for, like I say, conservative values, but also the America First message. Yeah. I want to. Where is that? I feel like that's like nowhere. Like
and I go back to, just like I said, whenever row crop guys are the ones singing the blues. Like, I'm not a single issue voter.
Yes.
Like, if they had the election again today,
I'd still vote for Trump.
Right. It wasn't like we had and that's where the two-party system kind of sucks. Cause it's like, God dang, like, she wasn't sure shit going to be any better for us.
Oh yeah. No.
Hell, they were anti-meat consumption, period. Cause it's bad for the environment, which is such bullshit.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, we don't even have a third party that's even really allowed on the ticket. I mean, they're on the ticket, but they're not even really there.
Yeah.
Because they won't even let them debate or anything else. And so it's like, no. And I mean, he's probably pissed off some ranchers enough that they'd be like, just out of spite, they'd vote for the other side. But I think if 90% of us voted for him a year ago, which something like that did, because I guess we're getting close to been just about exactly a year.
Yeah. Then probably 87% of them would vote for him today.
Yeah, they're all going to be like, well.
We might hold our nose.
It was the same ones of us that were like, you know what? Trump doesn't have a lot of the values as far as, I mean, hell, he hadn't been a great husband, over the course of his life.
Multiple marriages, yeah.
But you know what? I'm going to kind of hold my nose and look past that, because he's a hell of a lot better than the alternative. And as much as people want to be like, oh, you don't got to vote, you can vote for a third party. Yeah, you can. Absolutely. That's the beautiful thing about America. But, and I guess that maybe it's my attitude that keeps a third party from being able to emerge.
Well, I know I'm on the same page with you.
But, and I don't know, and I've kind of fallen into that category where some people are like, if you're not in a swing state, go ahead and vote third party.
Yeah.
Just to try to help maybe eventually get us to the point where we can have a third party and a fourth and a fifth, have lots of good options. But I don't know. Then you got to get into a situation they're doing in New York City where how many of them are running for mayor.
Yeah.
And
then you get a straight up socialist.
That's because the others are going to split. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
Part of me is like, let them have a socialist. And I mean, I hate that for one of the
conservative, the handful of conservatives.
Well, and as much as you've been in New York, I think we talked about it not too long ago. I've never been. I mean, much as I hate Yankees, no, I don't hate you guys. Maybe the New York Yankees, the baseball team. I'm not a big fan, but
it's a great city.
Yeah, like I want to see probably a lot of people would say the greatest city in America.
Yeah,
thrive and do well. But you know what? If it took them like it totally going to absolute shit and the rest of the country being like, yeah, okay, that socialism maybe not the best idea.
Yeah.
But then I know how it would work. They would get bailed out by the rest of their state or the rest of the country, and yeah, everything would keep going on. Nothing would ever change. But
yeah, well, that's the thing, man, guys. Like I said, Trump, I'm very frustrated with him right now.
Frustrated is a good word. But
I still would vote for him again compared to if Kamala and him had a recount or a rerun here in next month. I would vote for Trump over Kamala. The situation we're in, I don't think it'd be any better if Kamala was in there.
If you agree with anybody on every single thing they say or do,
they're lying.
Yeah, you're a liar or you're just a total sheep.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I love Trump, and I still do, I don't agree with him on everything. Here's something very obvious example right here.
Yep.
There's never been any, like, I don't agree with my wife I don't agree with myself on everything. Like, there's shit that I thought yesterday that I disagree with what I thought yesterday today.
Yeah.
I mean, so, right, there's Yeah, it's not just black and white. Like,
Yep.
if he's not totally doing everything great for the cattlemen, I can't vote for him because, yeah, I'll vote for Kamala. She wouldn't have done some stuff that hurt the cattle industry, but yeah, she would have wanted to take away my guns,
kill a bunch of babies.
Yeah, open the border. You know, like what?
But no kings.
Yeah, we wouldn't have a king. Hey, that was maybe the most successful protest ever.
Did I send you the meme?
I don't know. Well, you send me a bunch every
I do.
day,
I send Bobby Lee a lot of memes. After the No Kings rallies or whatever, this one page I follow shared a meme, and it says, waking up the next morning to see that there is no king and the protests were successful. And it shows Jeff Goldblum from Jurassic Park, and he goes, "You did it, you crazy sons of bitches, you did it."
Yeah. If you didn't send it to me, I saw it.
Yes.
Because we probably have a similar algorithm. But,
horrendous, yeah.
Yeah, because it was just like, well, hell, I guess they can pat themselves on the back because we still don't have a king.
That's what Trump even, I saw he was interviewed. And they're like, what do you think about these no king rallies? And he was like, I think it's stupid. He was like, I think it's dumb. I'm not a king. He was like, I was elected. And I got really tickled because I just saw today a bunch of people have been submitting for citizenship in the UK because of this no king stuff. And it's like, you're actually going to somewhere that has a king.
Yeah.
Like they have a king.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Yeah. Cause they haven't had a king for a while.
Yeah.
But now I guess they are back to a king.
Yeah. Cause it was it Queen, whatever?
Queen Elizabeth. Yeah. And then I don't know. I don't really give a whole lot of thought to it.
Well, I've always said we fought a war to not give a shit about them. So I do my best to not give a shit about them. But
Washington crossed the Delaware on Christmas morning so that we didn't have to give a shit about them.
That's right.
The icy Delaware. Yeah.
Speaking of which, there is a new movie, Young Washington. Have you seen the trailer for that?
I think I have.
Well, I haven't seen it.
Is Angel Studios doing it?
I was going to say it's a conservative studio that does it. So it's probably pretty legit.
I think they're trying to get to doing a bunch of stuff.
I think they're getting into porn, or they're going to have a good porn industry.
I was going the other direction. I think they're doing one about David.
Well, there is a David series on Prime already, isn't there?
Okay, maybe I'm,
and it looks pretty awesome.
Maybe I'm giving Angel the credit that Prime deserves.
I think it's kind of in the same ballpark as that show, The Chosen.
I'm not familiar.
I've never really watched it. My wife watches it some, but it's like a really big Christian show, and it's on Prime. Like it's been able to break into the mainstream, but it's apparently really good. And I think the David show, Pat may actually have watched David. I think he may have been the one telling me about it.
Okay, I just saw it somewhere, the clips for it. Well, okay, it looks like it might be a good wholesome.
Yeah.
You know, they don't corrupt it and like David comes out as gay at the end or anything crazy like that.
I don't think Angel is on board with that.
No, I know Angel wouldn't be, but
now Prime or Netflix.
No, if it was on Netflix, I would 100% be waiting for David to like come out.
If it was on HBO,
maybe they would try to keep it kind of historically accurate, but like just at one point he slipped up and had a homosexual affair.
Yeah. HBO, he'd be just like a full blown gay man. Like maybe even be a tranny or something.
Is HBO that bad?
HBO is horrible. Every show that is going to be on HBO is going to be gay as hell. I mean, that's like there's a Monster. Have you heard of that show?
No.
Have you heard of Ed Gein?
I have never had HBO, so
okay. Well, but Ed Gein, does that name ring a bell to you? I know you know who he is. You're going to be sad when I tell you.
Okay, go for it.
He was Leatherface. That's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre guy, the real one. They apparently made a show about him. It's like a biography about Ed Gein, little docu-series. I guess kind of like Waco, kind of like they did. And that's what my sister, she watches. She loves watching, I guess, serial killer stuff. Like she's a typical woman, likes all that stuff. And
likes to go to bed scared to death at night.
Yeah. Yes. Speaking of which, I watched Paranormal Activity the other night. My wife and kids had gone to sleep, and our house is pretty new, and so like stuff is still kind of like settling and all that. Yeah. I'm watching Paranormal Activity. It's like midnight, and I hear like a boom, like a sound in the house. And Marcy had told me she heard a sound, and it kind of creeped her out. And I'm like, well, it's just a house. She was like, I feel like there's like a person hiding in the attic, and There's not. I've looked in the attic, and so.
Were you armed?
No, I was actually in my underwear on the couch, in the dog.
When you checked the attic.
Oh yes, I was armed. Yeah. But that night I heard it at like midnight, and then like I said, I'm watching Paranormal Activity, and so I'm kind of creeped out already. And man, I heard it. It kind of made the hair stand up a little bit. So, and we had a thing happen at the house. I won't go into too much detail. Bobby Lee knows about it, what happened at the house. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm kind of like, and I messed with her. I'm like, oh, well, that's so-and-so, which that makes her mad when I do that. And so I didn't do that again. But yeah, so I don't know where I was going with that. I don't even remember where I was going with that.
We were talking about HBO and Ed Gein.
Oh, yeah. So like I said, my sister likes watching that kind of stuff. And I like the ghost stuff, but I've listened to a podcast series about Ed Gein because he was a real guy. And he made like, lamps out of nipples and stuff. Like he'd make really weird stuff. He would kill people.
Oh, so it was based on a real...
Yeah. Yeah, he would skin women and dress up in their skin.
He was an actual serial killer. Yeah, I did not. I don't guess I knew that.
Yes, yeah, he would.
You learned something new here.
That's right. He would skin them and put on their skin, and like people that have listened to the show. Now, I don't know if he killed them or if he did it after they were dead, because I think there was some stuff that was saying that he dug up the bodies and then would skin the women. I don't know. Either way, he's a weird cat. I don't think we'd want to invite him on the show. He died, I think, in like an insane asylum. But he had a lot of childhood trauma. I mean, that's what, like, I've had several people that watched it, and they're like, I've actually felt sorry for him by the end of it because he had so much childhood trauma. He was super schizophrenic or something. All that to say that 2 people recommended the show to me. They were like, hey, you need to watch it. It's pretty wild. I was like, all right. I said, well, I might, but I got a couple of questions first. And they're like, okay. I'm like, is there any gay shit in it? And one of my buddies is like, well, I mean, he dresses up as a woman. He like skins women and like, tucks his wiener in and like dresses like a woman. I'm like, well, I mean, that's weird as hell. But I'm like, is there like, I can look past him dressing up in somebody's skin, but is there some gay shit I got to see in there? And he's like, well, yeah, it's like some tranny getting boned and all this. And I was like, then say no more. I'm not going to watch it. So like, I don't care enough to see it. I don't know. I ain't going to watch it.
Yeah.
So if you've watched Monster about Ed Gein, hey man, more power to you. I'm like of the mind, and I know that I am in the minority because I know people watch this shit, but I'm of the mind. I'm like, if people would just stop watching it, then eventually they'd be like, nobody watches this. We got to quit putting this shit in there.
Yeah.
And, but it is an HBO series. The guy that made the series is a gay. So, I mean, I know that he gays everything up. He also is the same guy that made American Horror Story. If you've ever watched any of those, it's something gay in every one of them. So it's really annoying. But Ed Gein was, in all honesty, it probably fits in his story because he was literally like filleting women and putting on their skin. So he was a pretty disturbed individual.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
Yeah. So it could be worse. You got Trump, you could have Ed Gein as president. At least Trump, I don't think, is skinning women and putting on their skin at night.
There's some people out there that would probably say that what he's doing is equally as bad.
Equally as bad?
Yeah.
Yes, there probably is.
I guarantee you, like, I was listening again, we could talk for hours, but a guy, another podcast, they were talking, they're like, he was like, Trump is like, his political opinions, like, he's not that different than Bill Clinton. Like, when you really look like his policy stances, like, he is a very, very moderate Republican when it really comes down to it.
Yeah.
And
oh yeah. I mean, well, you think, I'll tell you one.
Like they didn't, like, they hate Trump so much, but like, he's not even an extreme right winger by a long stretch.
No, I can tell you, man, if I were president already, oh man, they'd hate me. Like, day one, machine guns would be legal. Like, I think I would give away machine guns. Like the first day, I'd be like, we're going to give away machine guns.
Instead of a gun buyback,
we're going to have a gun supply.
We're going to have a machine gun giveaway.
Yeah. I'll be like, all right, we got over 400 million guns in this country. Those are rookie numbers. We got to pump those numbers up. So like we would have a thing. Yeah. You come out as long as you're not like, I guess we could be like, hey, are you a trans? If they're like, no, I'm not trans, then they can get a gun because then they're mentally stable enough. So yeah, I don't know, man. He's not as hardcore. He's not as hardcore right as I am. I mean, I can tell you that much.
He's hardcore right. I mean, hell, he was a Democrat. Like his stance is, I mean, he's just Trump. He's going to say crazy stuff without thinking about it, which, Cattlemen all found out about that.
And I can relate. I'm kind of notorious for that myself.
You think I had never said things? I was like, yeah, maybe. Difference is sometimes it was Trump probably behind closed doors be like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that.
Yeah. I don't know if he does at this point.
Like, do you think Melania's like, Don, you dumbass?
Yeah. Like,
why did you say that?
You just cost the Cattlemen thousands of dollars. Like,
yeah, it was more than that for some guys. But yeah.
You cue him up. You got one?
Cue him up. I think I got a few in the tank.
All right.
Let me start off with 2 words. Made in America.
You got it tonight.
I stopped it before it. I don't know how to. There's probably a setting I can do where it doesn't like just keep.
You could just go in and edit the clip shorter, couldn't you?
No,
it just starts it over
again.
Oh yeah. I don't know. You got one of them Jap or Chinese phones. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe those rare earth minerals that we get out of China or wherever.
I got my Made in USA one.
So I'm going to do one. We've actually done this company before, but hell, we've been doing this for over 4 years now. Over 4 years.
That's crazy. Coming up. Wait a minute. Are you saying our new date?
Well,
or this is actually like the anniversary.
Well,
what is October 21st of like 2020?
Well, I was doing it based on more like 52 episodes a year. And so 208 would be 4 full years. But I know when we first started, we recorded like 3 or 4 episodes and dropped them all at once. And so we might be officially at the year mark of when we first dropped those first episodes, but we're over 4 years worth in.
Well, I was going to say, you mentioned that. I actually think that this episode will be the like
exact anniversary.
Yeah, like
because what will this is this 209 or something like that?
This is 209. Let's see.
Well, I'll tell you the company, and it's and one you had done previously, Council Tools.
Oh yeah,
this is 209.
We missed it. October 14th, 2021. That's the date.
So, like you have one of their axes.
Yep.
Well, I had a cheap ass splitting axe, and we've got our little fire pit in our outdoor kind of living area, whatever you want to call it. It's getting to be that time of year. And I was like, say I'm wearing my sweatshirt tonight. We're sitting out there grilling at night. I've been getting a fire going, and my cheap ass splitting axe petered out. And so I ordered me one of their splitting axes.
Did you get it in already?
Oh yeah. I've been
Thing's badass, ain't it?
Yeah.
Tell you, Council they're damn good shit.
Yeah.
I actually may have 2 or 3 of their things now.
Well, I ordered one of their splitting axes, and so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put that back on the list because it's been a long time since we.
That has been a long time because actually Marcy got me that axe for my birthday. It's a felling axe.
Yeah.
And it's a bad dude, man. Like that thing, you feel like freaking, was it Paul Bunyan?
Oh yeah. And I know you've seen those the reels or whatever. It's like the guy's like, what I think I look like when I'm splitting wood.
It's that dude with the suspenders or whatever.
Yeah, like that women go crazy for.
Yeah.
That's the guy. He's butt ass naked. He's just got his little carpenter belt on. Yes. So it's like very strategically placed, but he's like a little chubby and overweight. He's like fumbling around in his wood shop. I was like, that's what I asked Kaylin. I was like, you better hold on to your panties tight because she was sitting over there like sipping some wine while I was splitting some wood for the fire.
It probably kind of riled her up a little bit.
I hope it did.
Did you take your shirt off?
I don't think I ever took my shirt off. That's probably where
you took your pants off. If I'm splitting wood, I always take my pants off.
Yeah.
I leave my shirt on, but I like to take my pants off. There's nothing more masculine than just being there with a long shirt on and like no pants.
Or underwear.
No, yeah, you can't have underwear on.
Yeah.
You know, like just the bottom of your ass cheeks is shining.
You don't wear underwear anyway, do you?
No.
Yeah, so.
No, I like to have my, when the motion of swinging and stuff, you got everything just it's just free for all.
It can be a little dangerous when you're splitting wood.
Well, some splinters fly out. I get if you don't have a large target for it to hit, then you're all right.
Well, you're right. That probably is an advantage I have. But no, I was still fully clothed. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's where you went wrong.
I'll try that next time and see if she
report back.
Yeah.
Let us know if that goes well.
I think we got a camera you can maybe see there. So if it goes well,
you can put it on YouTube.
I may have video evidence of it.
Yeah, you can put that on YouTube.
Yeah. YouTube wouldn't censor that at all.
Hey, in this episode, let me look at my calendar. We'll go to Council Tools. First off, they are bad to the bone. I'm telling you, you will just feel like a man swinging a Council Tool axe, or any of that. They got all kinds of stuff. They got hatchets and they got hammers. Like I said, I got several things from Council, and Made in USA, they're awesome. I was about to say, I think this episode's our Halloween episode, but actually next week we'll drop on Halloween.
Yeah.
And if all goes well, we will have a guest in studio for next week. So it'll be really cool. But guys, go check out Council Tools. Get you a bad to the bone axe, and go split some wood in front of your woman with no pants on. And also go to talkdirtpodcast.com. Submit your questions to us on there. We've got some questions. We'll get to them. Guys, we kind of like to compile them, do some fun Q&A episodes. Don't worry about any dumb questions or any random questions. Submit all your questions. We love them. Also, leave us 5-star ratings on Amazon, or I say Amazon. I don't think you can rate on Amazon, but on Apple, Spotify, and you can rate on Audible and stuff like that. Leave us ratings anywhere you can. Share this with your friends, guys. We want to hit 1,000 by the end of the year. So, and what else do we need to do?
Agzaga.com. Y'all know it. TalkDirt20. That's the discount code.
Yep.
Not going to bore you telling you all the great things they have. You just need to go to the website, check it out, fill that shopping cart up, use that discount code, and then enjoy those products.
Do it. All right, guys. We will catch you next week.